So our next session is creating a Bento Box style discovery layer with open source VuFind, widgets, and APIs. And our presenters are David, oh my God, I made a typo, I'm really sorry. David Cupo and Zeng from William Paterson University. David is the Electronic Resources Metadata Specialist at William Paterson and serves on the ACRL New Jersey Bibliographic Control and Metadata Committee and on the Vail Digital Media Committee. Zeng is the Library Systems Specialist at the David and Lorraine Cheng Library at William Paterson University. And with that, we will turn it over.
All right. Okay. Hello. Can everybody see us?
Yes, we can see you and we can hear
you.
You
can hear me? Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. So I'm David Cupo, and Zeng is here with me. And this is our presentation. I'm glad that everyone could come to join to see this. So we're going to be talking about a Bento Box style discovery layer that we created using open source VuFind, widgets, and APIs. And we're here at William Paterson University. And we want to tell you a little bit about the university. We're in Wayne, New Jersey, which is northern New Jersey. We're actually the third oldest public institution in the state. We're the sixth largest producer of college graduates and the third most diverse public university in New Jersey. We have almost 11,000 students enrolled in the university. And then the library itself, we're the David and Lorraine Cheng Library. We have Voyager as our ILF. I know that's different than SUNYLA, who has, you have Aleph. We have VuFind as our front-end interface, which was starting in 2013. EDS is our discovery layer. We call it Cheng Find. And we have LibGuides for various subject areas. We have also have Content DM, which hosts our digital collections, such as campus newspapers, yearbooks, and very special collections. So let me jump out right now, and I'll sort of demo what our website looks like. So this is when you get to our front page of the library here. And right now we have actually 3 different ways to access our resources. So using this search box, looks kind of like a Google search box, is this is how we get to EDS. So if we wanted to do a search on special education, so say there's a student looking for this topic for their research. If they're going straight through EDS, which again, what we call Cheng Find, they're going to get a lot of results, and they're going to get a lot of different formats interfiled. So as you can see here, we have ebooks, we have books, we have periodicals. I'm scrolling down, we have journals, and it can actually be very confusing for users. And while there are limits on the side here, we find that people don't use them, they don't know how to use them, and so they're not very helpful. But this is where they can access all the resources. It's just that it's not a very user-friendly interface. So another way to get at our catalog is to go through this Books Plus tab. So again, we're here on the main web page again. Click on the Books Plus tab, and then we're going to do the same search. And then this is VuFind. This is our VuFind interface, but this only, of course, gives them what's in our catalog, our books and our media. It does not give them the articles. So whereas this is a little more user-friendly for patrons, it doesn't give them all the resources that they need. So what we can do is, again, going back to the home page, we have this feature here that we're just calling VuFind. And so if we do that, we see where it says combined. So if we're going to search for special collection again, here's what our Bento Box design looks like. So as you can see, the reason it's called the Bento Box is it's broken up into these different compartments here. So this first column is where we have, this is directly from our catalog from Voyager, so it shows all of our books and media. The center column is actually funneled from EDS. It shows just the articles that are in EDS so that it's not redundant with what's in our catalog. And then on this other side, we have various other sort of resources. We have our databases, we have research guides, this is our LibGuides here, journal titles, this is our Content DM collection, and then we have, from the library website, we have various sites that people can view from here. And these over here are done largely by keyword searches. But the advantage here is that it's compartmentalized so that users can see what we have in the books first, and they can see what we have in the articles first. And then from here, they can actually go to, if they click on this where it says more results at the top, this will actually take them out into VuFind if they're looking for books and media. And then if you go back to this page again, and if they want to look for just articles, they click on more results here, and that will pop up. So it's just doing an article search in EDS for special education. You see the articles only option is checked. So that's basically what we've done. So let me jump back to our presentation. As I was saying, our mixed format results were confusing for many patrons. The Bento Box separates the results by format to make it clear. The issue, like I said, was the patrons didn't use facets to limit their results. The advantage of using the Bento Box design is that our content DM collection actually isn't really accessible for the public from any other way instead of using our Bento Box. There's no really other way that they can get to it very easily. So the Bento Box interface allows them to get to there. And this was all based on feedback from, we have a library website assessment committee that took a look at our website, and we designed this based on their feedback. So one of the things that we did was an enhancement on traditional VuFind. Let me zoom here so it looks a little better. This was recommended by our reference librarians. The issue we had was that we have a lot of ebooks in our collection, mainly from eBrary, which is now eBook Central. We have over about 150,000 titles, which is about a third of what we have in our entire collection. And the issue was in VuFind, they were displaying, all of our e-resources were displaying with this holdings information where it says location, call number, status, and it gives second floor circulating is one of them. It gives the call number, it gives the status. And the issue was that they didn't need that because we had originally done that because we were treating them as if they were print resources by default. So what we did is, and actually people were mistaking them for electronic resources because they had call numbers. So what we did was we actually we suppressed all that holdings information so that, this was what they originally looked like, but you see on the top and the bottom here is what the ebooks look like now. So there's no holdings information, which sort of, it wasted vertical space. There was no reason to have it. We suppressed that. And now we have a link in orange here that takes you right to the full text. And it actually says, you see the little green icon there, it says it's available. So we think it's a little better for users, and it's a more optimal interface because it doesn't waste a lot of space. So then another thing we did was that these are our format icons here. As you saw before, there was one you see for the ebook and the book. So we have various format icons. The streaming video, we actually, before this year when we started working on the project, last year when we started working on the project, there was no icon available for streaming videos. And we have hundreds of streaming videos, even thousands of streaming videos through our NJVid. And so we wanted to be able to identify those with a format icon. And that was what we were able to do by modifying the VuFind script to read various fields in the 007 field in the bid record. So that was one thing that we had that we developed. And another thing down here in this lower image here, we had books that had CDs or DVDs in a pocket. What happened was because those bibliographic records only had an 007 field that indicated what the software was, they were only displaying with the format icon of software, and yet they're actually books. So one way we got around that was to modify the bib record, and let me show you here. So this is MarcEdit, which some of you may be familiar with. It's a way to edit the bibliographic record. So what we did is we located all of our records in Voyager that had books and discs, and as you can see, they had that 007 with the CO field. That's just for the disk. But what we're able to do is add in the second 007 field for TA. And what that does is identifies them as both, and so it identifies them both as software and as books. And so we modified the record, and then we modified VuFind so that it recognized that TA as a book. So now it displays them. It displays both the book and software icon, as you can see down here, and that's a little less confusing for patrons. So now my colleague Zeng is going to take over, and he's going to show you about the API.
Hey everyone, I want to talk a little bit about the EDS API, and I know SUNY system, you guys use EDS as well, and to make it work on VuFind combined search, you need to for instance get the EDS search result showing in separate column in this Bento Box design. You need to get the first. You need to request API keys from EBSCO, and which is not that difficult. EBSCO provide full documentations how to let me show you one page here. EBSCO provide this wiki, EDS wiki, and they even provide different samples, API samples applications here, and they provide sample PHP samples for using to do API search. It's a PHP way for embedded APIs in VuFind and Blacklight, which is very popular right now, Koha and Cupo, and you'll get more and more a lot of EDS API information from this page, and the way you embedded EDS API into VuFind is pretty simple. Once you get EDS API keys, your EBSCO will generate EDS API profile for you, and you can go to that profile directly. It's a separate profile other than EDS profile, and you will be able to select and control what kind of resource you want to show on the screen. You can for our I only want to show articles results in this page, so I suppressed all the reference database, all the books catalog results in EDS API profile, and here is the way you can how you configure EDS API in VuFind, and of course I can show you guys more. And here's a link. Here's a link of our Bento Box interface link, and also I put my all the source code in GitHub, and if anybody interested, you can access. And if anybody interested, you can come here, and of course you can send us emails if you have any questions, or please feel free to contact us.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, if anybody has any questions, feel free to shout them out.
Okay, so far we have one question from Carrie over at Purchase, who wanted to know who is actually doing the modification of your MARC records for the items to change their display in your VuFind. Like who
modifying the MARC record?
Yeah, to do things like edit the 007 that you were showing.
Yeah, that's me. I'm the electronic resource metadata specialist, so I can extract our records from Voyager, modify them, and then put them back into the catalog. So that's my job. I'm David Cupo.
Okay.
Does that answer the question? Yeah, we aren't outsourcing it, if that's what they were wondering.
Yeah, I think it was more a question of like, where does the responsibility fall? Gary, you can correct me if I'm wrong on that. Like, where does the responsibility fall? Like, was it something that you did? Was it something that someone else was able to do? Okay,
Right
Gary said,
now,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
right now it's just me. It's my responsibility to do so. We have a rather small cataloging department. There's just 2 catalogers, and my area is the electronic resources. So yeah, if that's what they were wondering.
Yeah, Carrie said, perfect, thanks.
Okay, that's good.
So anyone else have any questions? I know I was trying to do a similar thing with the EDS API. I was having some issues with that because yeah, EDS's display is not pretty. So anytime you can try to work around the actual EDS display, it's definitely a good thing.
It's kind of funny because, we're actually, we're paying a lot for this EDS service, and yet we're actually not using it directly, where we would be funneling it into VuFind in order to do this. So it's a bit of a compromise. And so this actually, the Bento Box hasn't gone prime time yet. It's sort of in a beta phase. That's why it's not our main interface. We're still looking to do some usability testing to see how we can improve it for patrons, see how it's received by them. So it's still a work in progress, and we're looking to do some more cleanup of records in our catalog so that they display properly in VuFind.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those difficult. As someone who works with catalog records and with the electronic resources, I get what you're saying completely. So you may have touched upon this, but I may have missed that in trying to get things up and running. Where exactly does VuFind fit in? Like, are you hosting VuFind on a server somewhere on your campus, or are you? How exactly is VuFind fitting in with this? That you're using that in addition?
Hi, it's Hal here, and I can probably answer this question. And we have the VuFind server in our data center. That's they installed it for us in 2013, which before I came here. Yeah, it's in the IT data center, and I provide support on the server to make it work. It receives updates, daily updates from our Voyager server, and yeah, and which is right now is our main catalog interface. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you on your campus? Are you looking at moving off of Voyager in the near future, or are you? And if you do, are you going to keep?
We are right now. Yeah. We are right now evaluating other option systems, and yeah, we are moving slowly right now, and we yeah, of course, and I don't know, and it's going to be we have a committee to discuss these issues.
Okay.
Yeah, we have various, there's ALMA, which is an option that we're looking at. We're also looking at OCLC World Share. We have already had them come in and present. We're also going to be looking at the Cersei and Millennium and see what their products look like. So, but it'll still be a while yet before we implement any changes like that.
Yeah, we wouldn't know anything about that here at a big giant state system. I'm being sarcastic, of course.
Yeah.
The procurement process is a long and treacherous road.
Yeah, it is definitely.
But when you migrate, now that you've done all this work to get this set up, and it's interfacing with your Voyager catalog, in the a couple years from now, when you've moved on to a new system, do you see that you would try to keep this, or do you think you would maybe look to integrate something new?
Depending on what we went to, we'd have to evaluate that, and if it's not working as we would like, one solution would be to sort of hack to use VuFind and hack it in the same sort of manner, so we could adapt processes that we've already established. and use them in that manner.
Mm.
But again, we don't know exactly what we're going to be going to even, let alone what it will be like for the users. But it's good to have this experience because we can again apply that in the future if needed.
Right.
We got a question.
Oh, Carrie has another question, or not a question as much as a comment. She said it would be interesting to hear a follow-up at some point, about a year or so, to hear sort of what your usage statistics and usage looks like from this experiment with the Bento Box.
Oh yeah, definitely. We'll be happy to follow up next year, and we'll let you know about that. And we see we have another question.
Yes.
Christy's asking.
Oh, go ahead.
Have you done it? Christy asked, have you done any user studies yet for the Bento Box display? Not yet. We're looking to develop it. We're looking to develop some user studies this semester and see what we get out of those. But it's in progress, so we're still working on it. But maybe next year then we can have some results so that we can report back.
Yeah, it is definitely an interesting thing to see. So we're still running a little bit early. So we're just trying, if anyone else has any other questions.
Yeah, feel free to ask anyone
about this.
Okay.
Christy said thank you.
I'm glad you liked it, Christy. Thank you. And as always, we're open to communication. We have our emails there. Feel free to experiment with the Bento Box yourself. We have the link there. You can take a look at our source code. We're very open, and we're happy to help anybody that has any questions.
Yeah. Do you guys? I know we've had a SpringShare kick this morning, but I think SpringShare has something similar to this also that they claim that they can do with one of their search features. Do you guys use the SpringShare products? Do you know what I'm talking about?
We only have LibGuides, and just last year we got LibCalendar, and I heard I saw that article was published in Cupo Lab probably last year. Like some other institution use SpringShare, use LibGuide interface to create Bento Box design of the search interface. That's a very interesting article. Is like they wrote the entire script in JavaScript, but I'm not sure that solution will work with EDS. Yeah.
Yeah, they claim it does. I've tried. I started tinkering with it. I haven't quite gotten it yet. I think the EDS API was a little fussy with it, but
that's my concern too. And I saw some examples. Like for instance, Boston College, they give up a Bento style way, but they use Primo.
Right. Yeah, let's see. Does anyone else have any other questions about any aspect of this? Again, we're running a couple minutes early, so we want to try to make sure we fill out the time and give our presenters the time that they're here for.
Maybe I think I skipped one slide here. Mobile interface. So and our Bento Box also works very well in mobile interface. And here's the I have a slide here. When you search, I create a session called skip to session, and have quick links, and we can click a quick list to directly to the search to the search result.
I see we have a question from Jennifer. She's interested in what the users who got feedback from before development think of the Bento Box. our users mainly consisted of our reference librarian staff, our reference librarians and other librarians who work with us. We've had some people who are very supportive of this, and so there's even internally, there's still some debate about what is the best way for us to present our catalog to the users. Again, like I said, we're still waiting. We're still looking to do some usability testing in the future. So we'll actually, so if we come back next year, we'll have some more answers for you.
Sure. Anyone else have any other questions? We're almost at the end of our time with them, and we're working on getting our next presenter lined up. She should be on. We're trying to get her up and running. So with that, if nobody else has any more questions for David and Hal, please feel free to email them, contact them if you have any other questions for them, you want to ask them off chat. But other than that, thank you guys very much.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care.